Hey everyone, this is Yusuf from Propane Fitness, and I'm going to give you a quick overview of how best to succeed with the Propane Protocol. So the Propane Protocol isn't a magic program, and it's not a diet, just like IIFYM isn't a diet. It's just a series of principles that we've arrived at based on the best evidence for muscle gain and fat loss, and how you can best incorporate that into your lifestyle. So compared to highly restrictive diets like paleo and gluten-free, low carb, the protocol is much more effective in the sense that because of its flexibility, it allows you to adhere more to it effortlessly and drift towards your goal rather than being acutely aware of every day that you're dieting and really struggling on that side. So, number one principle, the pyramid is king. So if you've seen the Propane Protocol infographic, you'll have seen this pyramid from Eric Helms. Now, the critical idea with diet is that there are no good or bad foods as long as you adhere to this hierarchy of importance. So let's say, for example, you find that, oh, I've gone over my calories, but I haven't hit my protein. What do? Well, you refer to the pyramid and you see that because calories are the critical thing, you would just cut your losses there. Because if you were to hit your protein on that day, then you'd go over your calories. Next critical thing is tracking. So we recommend every morning tracking your body weight, fasted, in your underwear, after going to the toilet. You can get Wi-Fi digital scales that will synchronize onto an online spreadsheet, but generally would recommend digital scales because they give you a better level of precision and to try and mimic the conditions that you weigh yourself every morning. Next thing is tracking your food. So we recommend MyFitnessPal. Usually the foods that you eat will be on their database. There's a user-generated database, and you'll be able to quite easily track your food intake, and it'll give you a breakdown of your carbs, protein, fat. And finally, your training progress. We like Gym Hero, but if you want to use a notebook or a spreadsheet, whatever, go ahead. So another key component of the protocol is its flexibility. So there's no problem with going out for meals or whatever, and best thing to do is just estimate using your best guess. We have a video on how to track your macros while eating out. A lot of chain restaurants now actually have their menus and their macros published online, so that takes a lot of the thinking out of this too. Next thing, so coming back to the pyramid, let's say you've messed up the week and you've gone way over your calorie targets. This is a screenshot from the propane tracker, which I'll discuss at the end. Let's say your target calories are 2,600. If you go over for a few days, that's all right. You can always just compensate. And as long as you're hitting your 7-day weekly average, then you've not done any kind of crime or any problem. So you're just counterbalancing, then you're still on target. Finally, satiety. I think this is the most important factor for success with dieting or gaining muscle. We have this little picture in the infographic just to demonstrate the amount of stomach volume from eating 200 calories of Skittles compared to 200 calories of vegetables. And this depends on your goals, so just basically adjust your food choices to your goal. The evidence seems to suggest that 3 meals per day is optimal for managing satiety and hunger. Okay, so the next thing is your training. So as we mentioned before, tracking is absolutely vital for your progress because you can then quantify your goals and you know how rapidly you're moving towards them. And the principle behind our training is to progressively overload. So we like to use a double progression scheme, which we also got from Eric Helms. And we'd recommend that you save down the infographic just so you can refer to the training program, as well as if you've signed up for the online emailing list, that will send you your personalized macros along with the training program. So double progression often confuses people. Let's say you see 3 times 3 to 5. That would mean at a given weight, so let's say 20 kilos as an example, you would, for week 1, do 3 by 3, even if you feel like you can do a bit more. Week 2, 3 by 4. Week 3, 3 by 5, as in 3 sets of 5 reps. And then week 4, you bump up the weight and move back down to 3 sets of 3 reps again. So let me know if that makes sense. If you want any clarification on that, post something in the comments below and we'll explain. Progression doesn't have to just be adding more weight to the bar. It can be from adding another rep, reducing the time between your sets, as well as increasing the speed and technique that you're lifting with. Although ideally, your technique should always be constant, so you don't want to ever be getting an extra rep as a result of your technique breakdown. Otherwise, you may not have really got stronger, you've just kind of cheated an extra rep up. So always needs to be comparable, also for safety reasons, of course. Next thing, recovery. So we recommend having a small amount of carbs before bed, let's say 30 to 50 grams or more, depending on your macros, and having a consistent wake-up time. Both of these alone will improve your sleep quality significantly, as well as if you start to develop a winding down routine. We're big on meditation, blackout blinds as well, just making sure that there's no artificial or natural light coming in while you're asleep, which will inhibit your melatonin production. And also Flux, which is a free app that you can get for Android phones and computers. I don't think iPhone have them yet, unless you're jailbroken, but that takes out the blue shades or blue hue or whatever you call it from your screen, and automatically comes on in your geographical location when it gets dark. So that also will help to minimize the inhibition of melatonin release. Also avoiding screen time in general. If you're interested in more stuff about sleep, we've written something pretty comprehensive on the website called the Sleep Warrior article. I'll put a link to that in the description below. Also, mobility, pretty good for all-round life really, so would recommend getting a foam roller. Myself and Johnny use Rumble Roller, the shorter version of this, and it is pretty painful. You can use any kind of foam roller as long as it has some level of resistance and that you're able to consistently use it on problem or tight areas. Particularly if you work at a desk job or you sit down a lot, then hips, lower back, glutes will always be problem issues. Next thing, lifestyle. So the whole idea of the protocol is to have that level of flexibility that you can fit it into your lifestyle, not the other way around, without it impinging on your daily activities. And so we've given a few recommendations again in the infographic of what you can do in different phases of the day. So in the morning, starting with a meditation routine, even if you make it stupid simple to stick to in the beginning. So just 2 minutes in the morning. Once you get that for 3 days, add another minute and continue on. And we've written out a full meditation guideline in the mailing list for the Propane Protocol. So if you've signed up for that, you should be getting that in week 4, I believe. Also, fasted activity in the mornings. You can use that time to listen to the Propane podcast or buy some groceries. Coffee and carbs before training. We recommend some whey either before or after you train. In the evening, you should have some macros remaining, and you can just hit those from whatever you like because you've hit your nutritional bases in the morning. And as we said about winding down and limiting screen time, this could be a good time to do your mobility work as well. Finally, once you're comfortable with the protocol and you want to know how to take it a step further, we offer a service called the Propane Tracker, which is £7.99 per month at the moment. And what we do is you enter your data and we will personally review your progress and how things are going, put in a little note in the comments, as well as make any adjustments as needed to help you hit your goal as soon as possible. So you've basically always got this level of objectivity and someone to review your training and your diet at a very cheap price. So a lot of the benefits of coaching without the hefty price tag. So hope you guys enjoyed that and hope it was helpful, and speak to you soon.